Many people are unaware of just how wealthy some people in Egypt are today. Nasser Sawiris, for example, is the richest Egyptian today with a net worth of $9 billion. But how unequal was Egypt in the past? To answer this, we got familiar with ancient Egypt thanks to the Petrie Museum at UCL.
The UCL Petrie Museum of Egyptian Archaeology was founded in 1892. It enables us to witness authentic artefacts that allow both us and historians to paint a picture of Egyptian society. The museum encloses key objects from as far back as 5000 BC.
Looking at modern Egypt, the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the huge inequalities between the rich and the poor. The poor could not afford to miss work to isolate as they had limited government support to do so. Meanwhile, the wealthier groups in Egypt have significantly better living standards, notably better housing compared to the urban areas, meaning they were able to social distance.
The different burial practices on display at the museum show a vast inequality in ancient Egypt. Whilst the rich were mummified and placed in elaborate tombs, the poor were simply left with no possessions, buried in the sand.
Since the time frame we look at dates back to more than 7,000 years ago, wealth data is much more abundant and reliable compared to income in analyzing differences in living standards. Because of this, comparing wealth inequality in Egypt allows us to paint a better picture of the differences in living standards between modern and ancient times.
Researchers believe there was some form of taxation in ancient Egypt. In the early days, labour was considered a form of taxation with the corvée system, where slaves worked unpaid. From this fact, we can tell that although there was some form of taxation policy, it was clearly not a redistributive one. Currently, the tax rate for the top bracket in Egypt is 25%. Compared to many developed countries, this remains a low value, but in comparison to ancient Egypt, this shows improvement in the redistribution of wealth and income. Hence, this is a major factor in explaining why inequality decreased significantly.